Hi, this is Claudia. These are my words of wisdom, and I want to talk about stepping into your power because I've stepped into my power and I really want to be able to share it. And what does it mean stepping into your power? And I think the first thing I'd like to discuss is what is power? Because a lot of us think about power, it's like outside of us, it's like controlling things, it's like making things happen. Like, I really want this situation or this relationship or this experience to be a certain way. So I am going to do all this stuff to ensure that it does. Or at a job, or, well, I want to move, so I have to go out there and I have to work so hard and I have to look at places all the time. You have to do stuff, but for me, what the power was, and in my journey in these last 5, 6, 7 years, and especially the last year for sure, it was all about coming in. It was actually like control is an illusion to me. I think you can control all this stuff, and I feel like no, the universe is the one in control, in the sense of you can plan everything. You can have this great idea. If it is in flow, if it's aligned with you, it will go that way. But if it's not, the universe is going to come in and it's going to say, okay, you thought you were going this way? No, we're going to go this way. This is a redirection. You are a little off your path. This is what your soul wanted to experience and you're not experiencing it, so we got to move you this way. Or we're going to put you in a way, you're going to have this experience because there's something for you to learn. Everything is about an experience that you need to learn. So especially when something goes wrong, I don't want to say wrong, but when things don't go as planned, when, always ask yourself, why is this happening? And is it happening for me? What am I meant to learn from this? And that's where you start to learn. And know that really it's about surrendering, it's about trust, and it's about faith. And that's really hard to do if you don't have that trust, faith, and surrendering within inside of you, especially the trust. And that's why I've spent this time really healing myself, because that's where the doubts and the insecurities came from. I had all these experiences. I had the sadness and these griefs, and I had no self-worth. I didn't validate myself. So, I didn't trust myself at all. So if I couldn't trust myself, then how could I how could I make decisions if I didn't have an outcome? Keep me safe then. I just need to know that the things I'm going to do are going to work out. So I'm just going to really not do a lot. I'm going to do the same thing over and over again because it's safe. And that's, I need a lot. And I think everybody does that. I think, especially, and who are you trusting? Who are you trusting? Because a lot of times we trust people outside of ourselves. Is it family members? It is even systems, the government, medical, education. We're trusting them that they have our best interests. And sometimes that's not the case. Actually, most of the time, it's not the case. Even going to a doctor, you have to trust yourself first. They're just people like us. They're just people like us, and they're learning off of a system that may or may not actually work. We don't know. So you have to learn to trust yourself, and most people don't. And for me, that's where the empowerment, the confidence comes from, is that I'm learning to trust myself. But it's like you have to take those chances. You have to say, hey, you know what? I need to see. I've got to try something new in a different way and see what the result is. I'm always about playing and having games. It's It's a game. It's a life game. You gotta go and have these experiences and then come back to yourself and say, well, did that work or did that not work? Or you are going to the doctor and you're still having the same symptoms. Well, then maybe you need to try something else. Maybe you need to do something else. And when the universe takes away a lot in your life, it's like it's saying it's time to really come back to yourself. And the world is changing so much, and it is for a reason. I'm saying it's an opportunity. It is for us to come back to ourselves, to come back to what's important, that we are important, that we are powerful beings of light and love. And it's an opportunity to come back and learn to love yourself. And there's no greater gift. And I feel outside of this earth is so much light and love. I've had experience from other beings, and their frequency, their energy is at times I couldn't even handle it. There was so much love and light in there. And it was really hard. Most times I would cry because it was a remembrance of what that is, and then that I couldn't even receive it. And that's telling us, like, I talk about a lot of love on my videos. Can you receive it? And if you're not, that's your mirror saying, I can't receive love. I cannot look at myself and say I love myself. And you don't even need me. You can just go to the mirror. And how do you feel in the mirror? Can you look at yourself? Can you appreciate yourself? Can you say, I love you? You're beautiful. We're all beautiful. We're all love. Coming from that place. It's all within us. But you have to go there, and you have to learn how to trust that. And when the universe takes things away, that's the opportunity. Just see it as such. Okay, this is happening. All right, so what do I need to learn here? Okay, I need to come back to myself. Because there's always opportunity. Even though I'm saying I'm stepping into my power, I have open heart, I'm full of love now, there's always opportunity for me to grow even more and expand. And I know that the universe is going to provide that for me. In this moment, I don't know what's ahead of me. I don't. I'm like in this in-between. I've done all this work and I've reached it. I'm celebrating me. Now it's like, okay, let's see where my life is going to go. There's magic in there. Full, because I trust myself so much. I'm like surrendering to it all. I have such faith. And I actually think the world is going to go a little crazier. And I have faith. I trust. I know that I will be guided. I know where I will go. I know what energy. There's some on Instagram, it's really changed. I've kind of gone off of Facebook. It just didn't align with me right there. I come to a moment, Facebook doesn't align anymore. I'm not going to post on there. I'm on Instagram and I'm seeing, situations coming up, and I'm like, okay, the energy there is not right for me anymore. I'm not going to keep following that person. And a lot's happening, on a world stage with like prominent people. And I'm telling you, like, their energies switch. There's something going on. I'm like, yep, nope, can't watch that person anymore. I trust. I have the power within me. And will I be right about everything? No, but that's okay. At the end of the day, those major decisions, I know that I will know, that I will feel into it, that I will trust myself. If I come to a point and somebody offers me something now, I know that I will receive the offer and I'll be here, and it will be like, how does it feel within me? What's my energy telling me? Is it a yes or is it a no? You can even do this thing called a yes and no within your body, and it's like closing your eyes, and you can actually say yes. My yes will be moving forward. My no will be going back. Stand there and just ask the question, should I do this, yes or no? And then just let your body move. And if it's your body's like, yeah, I want to do this, you'll lean forward. If not, you go back. You can, with certain foods, you can put it up in your body and just hold it. How does it feel? Does it feel like a yes or a no? Another game. um, I do. I know that I trust myself that whatever the universe is going to provide for me is that I'm going to know. And maybe I will need extra time. Maybe I need a few days. Maybe I'll know like this, a minute. It's a yes. It's a no. Oh, I have to sit with this one. That's where I've come. That's where I've empowered myself. Okay, if I look up, it's because there's birds. I'm so distracted by the birds. It's a beautiful crow. So yeah, so I have, that's what empowerment feels like to me is trusting. Like I feel such a deep knowing and trust within myself right now. Okay, so what did it take to get here? A lot. A lot. Dun 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 dun. Tears, frustration, despair, anger at times. I don't tend to get very angry often. Um, Joy, playfulness. I gotta go play in the forest. I need to dance. I need to shake off my energy. I need to let my soul just move through me. Let me dance on the earth. That's why I dance with the earth. That's my partner. I just gotta let go. And I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna be in that freedom. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post it. And then I'm like, discomfort is my best friend. Discomfort is my best friend. I have gone through that over and over and over again. And in this healing journey, energetically, emotionally, physically, I felt it all. Intelligently, mental mind, numerous times, mental mind. Can I come back to myself? This is where I learned to how to bring peace within my body. I learned what type of meditations. I learned how to hold myself, getting in the bath, a nice tea, frequency music, getting to the forest, sitting by my tree, whatever I needed to do to bring back. Because this was constant for me. And a key thing for me was about self-worth. And so I did not get a lot of validation through this whole process. And I wanted it. Please let me know I'm doing this is right. Please. Like this feels so uncomfortable. Somebody tell me it's okay. And I didn't get a lot of that. Because it was about, no, you need to trust yourself, especially when the world's changing so much. You need to dig deep and know. And I can see it now because I'm here. And even, I'm going to say, the last 6 months it was super difficult. I was being tested even more. So it's like, okay, we've got a good one for you. We're going to really give you a good one so that you are going to know how special you are, how beautiful you are, how worthy you are by just you being you and trusting that and surrendering to it and having faith. It will be in your knowing. I'm like, okay, here we go. Was it easy? No. Do I want to do it again? No. But I am so grateful. I am so grateful. Because it brought me back to me. And so it is those challenging times. It is those challenging times but think of it, okay, this is going to be an opportunity. And there were times I just had to throw a fit, what does that mean? I'm just joking, right? The kid in me saying that, but I don't swear very often, but yeah, I was like throwing some F-bombs, like no way am I going through this again. And I did, and I survived, and I grew, and I evolved, and I was like, okay, all right, we're still going. It was like that hike, which I talked in my previous, it's the one video before this one. I talked about it. It was like, okay, like we're going to this mountain, but it was it was like up. It was an incline. And it actually got steeper as the higher we went. And so I was testing, my body was being tested, my mind was being tested, and it was just like, keep going. If you need to stop here, stop here. If you want to swear, swear. Like, keep going. And I did, and I have. And so I'm embodying this. Like, I was at that top and I was seeing this amazing view, and that's why I did the video. I am nothing, I am everything. Because in that fight to get up there, there was a lot of I am nothing. That's where we become our own enemy, is we are like, no, you can't do this. You're not going to be able to do it. No, it's too hard. Stop. Too hard. Get distracted over here. Get distracted. There's a squirrel. There's a squirrel somewhere. Stop. There's a butterfly. Get distracted. It's too hard. And then I would, that's fine if you get distracted. I did in this whole process in the last 6-7 years, the scrolling or, just allowing other people's opinions or thoughts to distract me from myself. And it's like, okay, come back. Just come back. And I did. And I look at the whole experience with love and compassion. And I did the best that I could in all of it. And yeah, I did things I didn't feel good about, or I said things that I just thought, oh, like that didn't feel right. And it wasn't, oh no, I still have those moments where the wounded, an aspect of me is wounded and kind of gets defensive instead of being open and holding space for somebody, but I can recognize it, and then I just say, okay, next time, this is what I need to do. And if I need to apologize to somebody, I'll apologize to somebody. No problem. I actually think there's a lot of power in that. Power and forgiveness. First for yourself. First for yourself, can you forgive yourself for where you let people come in and dictate or try and control? Empowerment, staying within your own place. It's about having boundaries. It's about that all. That's super powerful. Gratitude. Thank you. And especially when you're in a difficult situation and there can be two people or a group of people and you get challenged, and to turn around and say, you know what, thank you, I needed to see that. I needed to see that aspect of myself through your eyes. Thank you. Such power in there. And strength. I've done so many things that challenged me. Conversations, experiences, my dancing videos. Even I just did that, stepping into the power. I was going out for dinner anyways, but really dressed up in this beautiful dress and then got myself dolled up, I like to do that once in a while. And, going down my arbor like it was a catwalk. The model, the just under 5'2" model with lots of curves, going down that catwalk, and with the song, stepping into my power. And I'm like, okay, here I am. A little discomfort in posting that, though that's what I felt. I felt amazing. And it was actually reflected in a couple of beautiful comments that I received. And thank you if you did, right? Yeah, I was gonna own it because I've done the work. I've done this. This is me. This is me of, being in being resilient, being in my strength when I'm in despair or when I was in sadness, but knowing I was gonna get through it. Of trusting myself over and over again. And I really feel the universe put me in where I am, living, and with the people around me, so that I would have to keep coming back to myself and trusting what I know to be true, because I see a lot around me that has a different view on what this life is and what's happening in the world and stuff. And so I was like, okay, it was another challenge. Challenge accepted once again. So I'm celebrating me now. I'm celebrating me now. Because I did this. I walked this journey. And I did it without the validation. Even at times when I really wanted it. Somebody else, please make me feel okay in this discomfort. And it wasn't their responsibility. It's not your responsibility. It's mine. And I did that. I came back to myself. Okay, I can do this. I can. And every time was a little bit of, okay, I trust myself. I trust myself. And talking about the universe taking away things, well, my journey started with my mom passing and then COVID hitting. And it was, my mom came to a dream, and actually when COVID hit, it was around my birthday, my mom came to a dream with me, and she was in this, there was a big white wolf outside, and she was at this long table and in this beautiful chair that like a queen would sit in, a throne, right? And the wolf was right beside her, and she's like, everything's going to change now. I'm like, or great changes are coming. And I was like, oh, great, yeah. And then COVID, and then we got shut down. I'm like, oh, this was not what I thought. But I can see the beauty in that, because those situations that happened actually really got me to come back to myself, to see what was happening in the world in a different way, to see what was happening within me in a different way. And so I actually said, okay, great, thank you. That is what I needed. And I fully embraced it. And here I am today. I mean, I've grown and evolved in such a way that I can see myself in a beautiful way, and I never could before. And I have the worth, the self-worth that I was always seeking. It's within me. And the love that I was always seeking, it's within me. And the power that was outside of me, it's within me. The peace that I was always searching for, it's within me. Well, the animals in nature do help, but you know what I'm saying. It's within me. That gets mirrored back to me now. Because it's all within me. I did this. I took these steps. And thank you so much. Love and gratitude to everybody that was part of this process. And especially the challenging ones. I was able to come back to me. The becoming of self, the discovery of self, the love of self. And I think that is what everything's happening on this earth for, is so that we can come back to self. And then we can create something. When we truly come back to that, the power within, and feeling that light and love, that's when we can create things like magic and miracles and abundance. Like, that's what's going to be received. I can feel it. And so I'm in surrender. Dear universe, here I am with love and gratitude. I'm ready to receive. And how can I be a service to myself, to others, humanity? Because we need to do that here. We need to be here. We need to come back to our heart in a beautiful way. And so, again, I hope this inspires you in some way. And I'm just me. I'm just a girl living through her heart. I don't have, awards or certificates or, I did a couple years post high school, college, BCIT. I work, stay-at-home mom, simple. I'm simple. simple yet powerful, with lots of love and peace inside of me. And to me, this is the greatest thing. It's not anything outside of me. It's not anything outside of me. This is the greatest gift. This is my biggest accomplishment. Me. Coming back to me. Remembering who I am. You have an opportunity. Remember who you are. Because you are powerful too. But it's within. You are love too. It's within. There's a beautiful butterfly. Distracted again. Anyways, from my heart to yours, remember who you are. You are beautiful. All right. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.